Okay.
So 27 in the world, beaten the likes of Martina Hingis, Kuznetsova, Azarenka, I mean to name the few, having a very promising career, and because of whatever you said right now and injuries, had to adapt to play doubles. Now you come to play doubles and you win 6 Grand Slam, easy. Now,
Easy.
would you say that for you, of course? So would you say that winning those 6 Grand Slam was the best thing that happened to you, or would you swap all of it to have an extended singles career?
No, I would want to be number one in the world, which I did.
And
It was
that's
the right
exactly what happened. Yeah, exactly
Yeah.
what happened when you won 6 Grand Slam.
Yeah.
That crazy unbeaten streak. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that as athletes, I think we all, all of us, when we are young and we dream, we want to be the best in the world. That's what we dream of always. Nobody dreams of being nobody really dreams of being okay. I want to be 30. Like nobody dreams of that. You dream that you want to be the best or the best that you can be. And
True.
I knew that I could be number one in the world in doubles. And for me, being number one in the world is probably the biggest achievement. It's one of the biggest goals I had. So I would not.
For the whole country, not for you,
Thank
for the whole country.
So no, I would not
So-
stop it.
Okay, great. Okay, now rank the following in order of the most challenging to deal with or to work from. So I'll throw you 5 things that you have to, and of course, the first being the most toughest. Okay, the first one, playing singles. The second one, raising a child. The third one, being the wife of an athlete who plays a different sports, is away all the time and is not from your country. Fourth is playing doubles. And the fifth is social media trolls.
So toughest, right? I have to go 1,
Yeah,
2, 3, 4, 5
yeah.
toughest.
Yeah, the toughest first.
So I think you didn't put giving birth. I'm gonna put giving birth and then raising a child as number 1.
Okay, so giving birth and raising child comes together. Yeah, that's one question.
Yeah. That's number 1.
Okay.
That is by far the toughest thing that a woman can do. I think is to give birth and then kind of do. Being married to a person who lives in a different country and plays professional sports. I know that a lot of people see the really good and really happy and the green part of it, saying it's so good, they both play a sport. And I mean, sure, some things are really, really, really easy. For example, like when you have a bad day, the other person knows they should not be talking to you.
True.
Like, for example,
True.
something
Yeah.
silly like that. But there are so many difficulties. I mean, you both come from extremely strong-headed mindsets. You come from, you both are doing something which is so high-pressured. You're representing your respective countries. You're in a high-pressure job where you're constantly winning and losing and winning. There's no other job that makes you do that. So constantly dealing with those emotions. It's tough. It's very tough. Number 3 is playing singles. Number 4 is playing doubles. And number 5 is dealing with trolls. But I'm just putting it there. I don't find it hard actually. I find it pretty funny dealing with trolls. But since it's in the list, I'm putting it there.
And was there a time when you thought it's okay, I will answer them, or did it came just like that, or you thought about it that let me give it back to them?
No, actually never. So there'll be one day in maybe 6 months where I'll wake up from the wrong side of the bed and I'll be like, yeah, I'll just reply to one person, I mean, but how are you going to reply? There are so many, but that's the human in me. That's the human in me. But most, I'm going to say 99% of the time, I actually find them pretty hilarious. I think they're really funny because
Some of them are,
yeah, some of them are so funny. And so many times we have a family group. I send the screenshot sometimes on the family group with laughing symbols because I'm like, I can't believe this person, is saying this. But actually, on a more serious note, I think that acknowledgement to trolls is not something I believe in. I just believe that when you reciprocate to them or when you reply to them on a daily basis, that's what they want from you. They want
True.
They want that verification and that acknowledgement. And I really don't think, they are such low lives and they're like losers, poor people. They're sitting and like they're so like full of hatred and like they're hating on people they've never met. So yeah, I find it like I don't think that we should be the
Alright. So only the few ones who really annoy you some days when your mood is not right get an answer.
Actually, they don't even annoy me. I think it's more that I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. It's not even, there are probably people who have said worse things to me which I have laughed off. And then there'll be a couple कि उस दिन मतलब मेरी दिमाग घुमा हुआ होता है, then I'm like इसको तो मैं आज reply करके दूंगी. It's just a timing issue, I think.
Good one. All right. So let's not. Now, you took a 2 years hiatus from tennis. You gave birth to Izan. In between, you announce you're going to come back. You make a comeback and win a trophy at Hobart. Again, easy for Sania. Now the whole country went mad. Yeah, the whole country went mad, and the sports and journalists with all the headlines, Supermom Sania. Now I have a thing to ask, because I know even if you're getting injured for 2 weeks, a small minor injury, and you want to come back, it is so difficult. Physically, it's difficult. To be in the same form, it's difficult, and also the momentum, it's difficult. How was the journey from taking those 2 years break to go and win a trophy? How difficult was it? And before you start answering, was there a time when you thought, let's bin it? Why am I doing this? I've achieved almost everything that there was there to be achieved. I've written history all over, everywhere, all over again. Why do I need to do this? Was there a time when you thought that, or the thought came in your mind?
So he decided to have a baby. It was a conscious decision. It was not something that was not thought of. And very well knowing that I was top 10 in the world. I mean, I was at the top of my game, and knowing that that's something that maybe I will not come back. Maybe it may happen that, I don't know how my body is going to react and what's going to happen. But for me, family was very, very important, and for my husband as well. And that was a conscious decision that we had made, that, eventually we will. We just thought it was the right time. That was the first part of it. From the time I got pregnant, actually, when I was pregnant, those 9 months, I wasn't really thinking about coming back, even though so many people were asking me, like, obviously, every interview I did, they were like, so are you going to come back? And that time Serena had just come back, so everything of like, Serena's come back. And at that point, I wasn't really, but after I delivered, funnily enough, after putting on 23 kilos is when I thought, okay, I want to make this comeback, because I thought that I still had 10 years left in me. I still thought that I could, I still had a lot to offer, at least a few more years. Another thing that I had was, the only thing that I feel that I probably could have won and haven't won is probably an Olympic medal. And that it was an Olympic year until this pandemic happened. So that was one of my other motivation, was to try to come back and make a comeback for the Olympics. And the third thing was, when I started my weight loss journey, when I put on 23 kilos and everything, and people said, hey, she's so fat, when is she going to play? How is she going to play tennis again? Forget, she's not even again. So when someone does that to me, mujhe khatakta hai. And I'm like, now you have said it, now I have to do it. Now that you have said that I can't do it, I 100% have to do it. So I was like, especially part of the world. So a lot of women feel that once they have a kid, once they get married or whatever, they feel their life is over. They feel कि चलो भाई अभी बच्चा हो गया, now our whole life has to just sort of, we have to kill ourselves, and everything has to, and if we do, because that's what society sort of expects out of you as a mother, that if you're, so I wanted to also set an example in a way where it was that you need to be like that. You could still be a good mother, you could still follow your dreams, and you could still have a successful career, and you could still have a successful family. It doesn't have to be either or. It can be all together.
True.
So there were a bunch of
True.
reasons for this comeback. And also when I started losing that weight, the amount of women that were like messaging me, Sunil, like it was amazing. Like I would wake up, I still wake up with like messages on Instagram and stuff like saying, okay, I had a kid 4 years and I had put on 20 kilos and I didn't lose the weight, and I saw your workout video and I went for a walk today. Matlab, it's the inspiration that you're providing, even for a person to just go for a walk. It's really not as dramatic as like your life, but you're just trying to bring some positivity to someone's life, and we are in such privileged positions where we are able to do that. So these were the thoughts in my head when I said that I want to make a comeback. And yes, sure, there were a couple of times, your second part of your question, there was definitely on days when you don't want to go and work out. I used to do 2.5 hours only cardio. That's how first of all I started, like literally 2.5 hours of just cardio. It's so boring, like you cannot. I just sit in only a person who doesn't like cardio can tell you how boring it is. Like no tennis, just cardio. So I used to not be able to, because I had a C-section, so I couldn't use my core for the first 3 months. So I had to lose the weight only by doing cardio and stuff. So those days when I didn't want to go and I was like, I can't, like I cannot see a treadmill, I cannot go for another walk, or I cannot go on the elliptical. And I was like, मैं क्यों कर रही हूँ ये? मतलब, what is the reason? Why am I doing this? Why don't I just take the easier? I have a husband who's successful. He earns enough money, both of us, to live comfortably. I have a child. Like, why should I do this? It's so. But it's larger than that, right? Like life is a lot larger than that. I feel that we all have a responsibility towards certain things where we are able to influence people with our actions. So yeah, so those were the thoughts in my head, honestly. And then I made the comeback. I honestly didn't imagine that I would win the first tournament I would play. Like there was no way I would have imagined that. That is God.
Okay.
That's not me.
So उस ट्रोल को ढूंढते हैं जिसने ये कहा था कि ये नहीं कर पाएगी बिकॉज उसने इस ट्रॉफी की बुनियाद रखी है. तो एटलीस्ट कुछ तो अच्छा किया उस ट्रोल ने जिसने ये कहा कि ये नहीं कर पाएगी, नहीं जीत पाएगी, या ये हो गई है. उसको ढूंढते हैं कि उसने इस ट्रॉफी की बुनियाद रखी, क्योंकि सानिया ने बोला इसको तो मैं दिखाती हूँ.
But it was just people on social media actually. It was people I knew. मतलब my friends. Now they tell me, when I used to tell them that I want to make a comeback, and they used to never say to me, you're never going to make a comeback. But after I made the comeback and I lost weight, one of my closest friends, he's telling me, really, I never thought you'd lose weight, forget playing tennis. I didn't even think you were ever going to become healthy again. And I said, then buddy, you really don't know me if that's what you thought of me, because then that means our friendship means nothing because you don't know me at all. So it was not
delete, block,
yeah.
khatam.
Yeah. No.